Imagine waking up, opening your phone, and Google simply didn't exist. No search, no Gmail, no YouTube, no Maps, no Drive, nothing. For millions of people across the globe, that nightmare actually happened. For just a few unforgettable minutes, the entire digital world came screeching to a halt. We tend to think of Google as just a simple search box, a clean white page with a blinking cursor waiting for a question. But Google is no longer just a search engine. It powers Google Maps, navigating hundreds of millions of drivers every single hour. It powers Gmail, holding the corporate and personal communications of over 2 billion people. It powers YouTube, streaming over 1 billion hours of video every single day. It powers Android, running on over 3 billion active smartphones. It powers Google Cloud, hosting the infrastructure of global banks, airlines, and government databases. And silent beneath it all, Google Authentication, the invisible master key that unlocks half the internet. Billions of human beings unknowingly rely on Google's infrastructure every single day of their lives. One single megacorporation connected to everything, and because it worked so flawlessly for decades, nobody ever expected it to fail. Then, on a quiet morning, at exactly 11:47 AM UTC, everything stopped. It started quietly. In London, an office worker hit refresh on Gmail. 500 server error. In Tokyo, a student clicked on YouTube. A monkey holding a wrench appeared with a simple message: something went wrong. In New York, a driver launched Google Maps. The route vanished into a blank gray void. In classrooms across 5 continents, Google Classroom went pitch black, freezing online lessons in real time. In corporate headquarters, documents inside Google Drive locked up, denying access to the very teams that built them. Within 180 seconds, Down Detector registered the largest spike in global internet history. Millions of people frantically smashing refresh, power cycling their Wi-Fi routers, rebooting their phones, completely unaware that the problem wasn't their home network. The central heart of the web had just stopped beating. And then, the real panic set in. Because Google isn't just Google, it is the unseen foundation for thousands of independent services. Spotify instantly went dark. Discord crashed midstream. Pokemon Go kicked out millions of players worldwide. Smart home ecosystems froze in place. People were literally locked out of their own homes because their smart door locks relied on Google Firebase authentication. Rideshare drivers lost their passenger routing. Global logistics delivery networks ground to a standstill. Software developers couldn't deploy critical code. Hospitals, school districts, and financial trading desks stared helplessly at flashing red error monitors. A single internal outage at one single tech giant had triggered a global catastrophic cascade. It was a sudden, eye-opening realization. We hadn't just built our lives on the internet, we had built our entire civilization on Google. So, what actually happened behind the scenes? Was it a coordinated state-sponsored cyber attack? A rogue submarine severing undersea fiber cables? A physical explosion in a hyperscale data center? The reality was far more shocking and far simpler. It was an internal automated quota script. Deep inside Google's infrastructure, an automated maintenance tool designed to optimize system resources suffered a software bug. At 11:47 AM, the tool slashed the storage quota allocated to Google's account authentication system. Because the identity system couldn't write access logs, it automatically shut down. And because almost every Google service, from YouTube to Maps to Cloud, verifies your identity before serving data, the entire Google ecosystem shut itself off to protect user data. A single internal software bug in an automated permission tool had locked out the entire world. It took Google's top engineers 45 minutes to fix the quota bug and bring systems back online. 45 minutes. In the grand scheme of human history, a mere drop in the ocean. But those 45 minutes exposed a terrifying vulnerability in the modern digital world. We were promised a decentralized internet, a resilient open network built to survive nuclear strikes. Instead, we constructed a hyper-centralized grid where 4 or 5 corporate titans control the servers, the cables, the identity engines, and the data vaults. When Cloudflare blinks, half the web disappears. When Amazon Web Services stumbles, banks and airlines freeze. And when Google goes down, the entire world stands still. Single points of failure disguised as infinite cloud power. The internet didn't physically break that day. The fiber cables were intact. The electrical grids were humming. The hardware was untouched. But for 45 unforgettable minutes, humanity caught a glimpse of the invisible machinery powering modern life. We saw just how fragile, how deeply interconnected, and how terrifyingly dependent our daily routines have become on a single company in Mountain View, California. The screens lit back up, the servers resumed their beat, the world kept moving forward. Until the next time the lights go out. Nova Atlas, explaining the modern world.